Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I want to know if you guys can hear me. If you can look for the little chat box at the bottom and say, hi, I'm here. Awesome. I got this really cool microphone we're using for our goal, which I'm going to talk about today, is our podcast goal, which is coming up. So I'm testing the microphone on this. So hopefully we get great audio for when I post it live on YouTube. Glad to see so many people are here today. We're going to cover a couple of cool things. Make it real quick and painless for you. But I really want to cover some really important topics today, guys. And y'all are probably going to go, oh my gosh, this is me, or this is what I should be doing. So I'm going to try to save you guys about, I don't know, $2,500 worth of program instruction and give you a lot of valuable information today. So you're going to want to have a notepad, probably a pen and a piece of paper, because you're probably going to want to write notes. If not, you're like me. I've been doing this system now for 6 years. I can do this in my sleep. So I'm very excited to share it with, obviously, our Extreme partners. So everybody knows we do not sell in this workshop. This is an active workshop for our current clients, potential clients, visitors, anybody that's interested in knowing what we're doing. Maybe you're on a WebExley website and you're wanting questions about that. Maybe you're on the local product, or you're working with us on SEO. I know a lot of you guys are in here on the social media software platform, which is great. I know we'll probably have some questions on that. Let's see what else. If you're coming in from a guide, one of our guides, which is a niche industry guide, if you're on any one of these, we want to welcome you guys. I know we get a lot of wedding pros and music pros, and then of course my Texas people. So I want to welcome you. Of course, if you're doing website hosting, like I said, SEO, social, any of those products, you are in today's workshop. So I want to welcome you. Thank you for showing up. And hopefully I have something of super value to share to you that has worked for me and tons of other business owners. So today's topics are going to be 3 really simple topics, but these are very powerful topics. The power of focus, I think, as an entrepreneur, is probably our biggest downfall. We come up with so many ideas and so many things. Like every day when I'm working or on the creative side, when I'm working with people, I'm like, oh gosh, I need to do that to my website. I don't have that on my website, right? Or I'm thinking, oh, I got to do another course, or I've got to add something else. There's always something in your day and life as a business owner that you have, and you say, I want to do this for my business. I want to put this into place for my business. So I'm going to give you some really cool tips. A lot of people will ask me, Kathy, how did you do this in such a short amount of time? Well, this is my $2,500 secret that I'm going to share with you guys. And I promise you, when you do it, you're going to be like, whoa, there's been thousands, and a lot of you guys have worked in corporate companies where they have project managers. And within those project managers, they just do, gosh, so much. But you're sitting there going, whoa, this is a 6-month project or a 9-month project. How is it a team of 24 is doing this, but I just did it in 90 days, right? So I'm going to give you some really cool tips. We're also going to talk about email spam and how to avoid it altogether. When you guys hear me talk about this, you're probably going to laugh, but I've got to share this information with you. It's so important. And then you're probably watching and seeing a bunch of things going around local SEO is changing. And what local SEO is that's your citations, right? Your listings. And so a lot of these companies are, I'll give you a big one that you're probably very familiar with is Yext. And Yext does a lot of things with Yellow Pages, where if you try to put your business on a certain page, if it's owned by Yext, you have to go pay them $500 a year, and they give you so many listings for whatever you pay, and it goes from like $500 to $1,500. Well, what's happening in SEO is there's some big hacks happening. People are going to your Google My Business. Competitors are making suggested edits on your Google My Business. Well, what's happening is the local SEO people are saying, well, how can we upsell our product and get more money, right? Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. The new 2019 of citations, where you list your business, Yelp, Yellow Pages, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, you really only need to have about 30 listings, and they need to be in high domain authority websites, okay? So when these guys come to you and say, oh, we'll help you protect your Google, I'm going to show you a couple hacks today on how to protect your Google and how to manage your Google My Business so that you're always notified. So with that being said, let's get right to this. So how many of you guys have a plan going on for your business? Just put in the comments, yes, I've got some plans. I don't have any plans. How many of you have projects that you're thinking, I'm working on a project? And just let me know. I just want to know if you've got something in your business that you are working on. And it could be more than one thing, because I know some of you in here, and I know that some of you guys probably have 3 or 4 projects going on right now for your business. Your brain is going, yep. This just gives me an idea. Nobody ever says, oh, no, I don't have anything planned, right? I love that. Yes, more than I care for. Absolutely. We're going to help you get a little bit focused on that. It's so funny. You guys are great. I mean, I understand the feeling. So how come it's not getting done or it's taking too long? All right. How many of you guys go to the grocery store without a list? I want to know who goes to a grocery store without a list. Just tell me, yes, I have a list, or no, I don't. This is going to tell me a lot about you. Yes, I know one of you, you do need a list. I can tell you that right now. Okay, so that's what my wife does. She sends you to the store with a list. That's how that works. Okay, so already you guys, all right, you guys are already in the right direction. So when you go to the grocery store, right, we have this list and we're focused on getting in. If you're like me, I can't stand going to the grocery store. So I make my list. I know exactly what aisle everything's down. I could walk you through it blindfolded. I get my list, I get in and I get out, right? Because I'm focused and I get in and I get out. Here's what's crazy about going to the grocery store. It's cool because at the end you're like, I finished my list. I stuck with my budget. I might have bought one extra thing because I forgot about it, right? But the only person that can distract you in the grocery store is you. So as a business owner, you don't have customers walking up to your cart, hey, what about this? And hey, can you help me with this? And there's no distraction, all right? So you have this list and you go in the grocery store with it. You get it done. Now, some of you in the group, I see Crystal's in here. I have to say, I could probably see you talking to everyone in every aisle just to be friendly and chatty. I could totally see that. But for the most of you guys, I think I can get a good visual that this is what you guys are doing. So what I want to do is I want to help you bring all these ideas that you guys have and put it into a real simple program. And I'm just going to kind of give you an idea. So about 6 years ago, I wanted to start this really multi-dynamic company because I'd had 4 businesses my entire life. They all failed. I had no direction. I mean, I made money in those businesses, don't get me wrong, but it was more the power of focus. And when I look back now, I was either doing too much or not enough in those businesses to really create an effective plan. I was also just trying to make money, right? I had all the wrong goals in trying to have a business versus actually having a passion and a mission to go help people. So about 6 years ago, I was like, I took all these things and I read all these products, and I have to tell you guys my references because you really want to, if you're not subscribing or if you haven't read, or just go to YouTube, Todd Herman. There's tons of interviews with this guy. He's a multi-million-dollar coach. This guy goes and he gets paid to coach athletes. So if an athlete or a football pro is going to, go for a game and maybe his stats are low, what Todd Herman does is he works with them and he gives them this power of focus to reach their sport goals. And so after that, his whole business kind of started. He would help gymnasts get to the U.S. Olympics. So he's just a really great guy to listen to, and you can get a lot of free stuff. His program is really overpriced, but if you need it, I can't recommend him enough. Brian Tracy, he works more or has worked in the real estate business, but he's been a really great mentor. I started listening to him, back in like 2004 when I was in the real estate industry. He was a really good coach. The guy bought a bunch of real estate, but he's really got some great ideas that if you read his books or look at him. In fact, he's the author of a book called High Trust Selling. And so when I was in sales, I was learning how to sell to people, how that was going to work. And then, of course, Evan Carmichael, guys, just go Google him on YouTube. He doesn't have anything. I mean, he probably does, but the guy is just great to watch and listen to. So with all this being said, I put together a lot of these guys, what they were saying. Brian Tracy had a lot of, I'm going to show my age here, but a lot of cassettes on time management, right? But every one of these guys had their place. Todd Herman on project and creating his 90-day plan, which he did write what he calls a 90-day year plan, and that's what he has you pay for, and then the software. But what happens is every one of these guys had great ideas, but implementing it is a whole nother thing. And so I finally was like, I've got lots of projects. So what I did was I took a combination of what all these guys were saying, and I put this in effect 6 years ago. So when I do a project and you hear me say, that's on my B list or that's on my D list, I created projects really simple to get them done. So whether you are doing this yourself as a business owner, or you're getting help, or you're working with maybe a partner, this is so important. It's going to be real simple, okay? Because if you know me really well, I like simple. I don't want complex. I don't have time for it. Neither do you. So it's real simple. What project am I working on? So you do A, B, and C. All right, I'm going to show you a little graph here in just a second. What are the tasks involved? Can I delegate the task? 1, 2, 3. I missed a 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then when is the deadline? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. When is it due? So let me give you an idea. I'm going to bring this screen over so you can kind of see what I've started doing for 2019. And I really don't mind sharing this because it is this simple. It's super, super simple. All you need is a column that says what your project is, what you're focusing on, your A. What is your project called? So for example, we're doing some advanced courses on WebExley training, and the tasks that we're doing is labeled 1, 2, 3. Or this could be considered a phase. Maybe it's phase 1, 2, 3 of your project. All right. So I'm going to use this as a simple example. You can apply it to your business the way you see fit. So I've got this idea. I need to do some advanced WebExley training. And then what I need to do is I need to do them on funnels, which is our big push for March, e-commerce, and we've got this new membership application that we've added to our website. So I need to create some training videos for that. Well, who's it assigned to? Well, it's just me, because I mean, I'm not going to have anybody do this because I'm the one doing the training. So then I come over here and I say, okay, what's my 30-day goal? Well, recording. My 60-day goal is edit. My 90-day is go live. And then all I'm doing is putting my goal date. So project A is your first project with your closest attempt to complete your goal date. All right. So you label your projects from A to Z, and then you label your tasks within that project 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you could be working on project A and be on this, and it could just be, okay, I've recorded it. Now I've sent it off to edit. So now I'm waiting. So let's go start with B, and I'll do project B, section 1, and then get that done. So you want to continue, and I know you guys, you're going to fill this up. I promise you, if you put A to Z and you start just writing out what your projects are, and then all you're going to do is what your tasks are, what your phases of the product, and then when you want to complete it. So it makes it really quick and easy to do. And a lot of you guys will have maybe 2 businesses you're working on. So I completely understand that. And what I get, because I'll give you a great example. One of the guys I have has a roofing company, and he also has a photo booth company. So they repair roofs during the week, and then he's got plans for his photo booth company. So you want to kind of create 2 tabs. Just, I don't care if you put it in Google or not. If you were to look, I have a box full of spiral notebooks. I've handwritten these projects. I have a book where I handwrite it. I just thought I can't really show you guys my messy book because I'm the only one that really knows what's going on. So I thought this would be a great visual to give you an idea. But you can do whatever is going to work best for you. So let me move this over. Okay, so to reiterate here, project A, what is your project? Your first project you want to get done. Project B, you might change these too. You might get starting in project A and realize, oh gosh, we're not going to get this done. I'm not going to get this done in 90 days or 30 days, or, this is going to be a long project. So that's why you create your tasks and your phases. Now, I want to talk to you about one of the things that Todd Herman really talks about that I find super, super valuable. So what are the tasks involved? Can you delegate it? Can you hire help? Because as entrepreneurs, we are doing everything ourselves. If you're a solopreneur, if you have a team, great. But here's the other option. What can you delegate? And I love this. If you haven't read this book, it's called The Power of Focus by Jack Canfield. It's one of my favorite books ever. But in that book, I love this screenshot. So if you're making $80,000 a year, right, or your income's $100,000, you're worth $50 an hour. All right, so I'm going to give you a great example. I don't have time to mow my yard. The guy charges me $25 every week, right? So that's about $100 a month. Can I afford that? Yes. Pay somebody to do that, because look at what your time is worth. And I know you guys have heard this before, but when you're growing your business, it doesn't mean you have to grow your team right away. You really don't. I've learned a lot of lessons from hiring when it doesn't hurt, thinking it's going to help me when it didn't. So what you want to think about is, what kind of things can you get help with? I know a lot of you guys have marketing objectives, like I need to create a blog, or maybe there's a new page of content you want to create for your website. Maybe there's a how-to downloadable ebook, right? So you guys have all this information, but I'm going to tell you, if you use somebody like Fiverr or hire a content writer, it's going to take them probably, 20, 30, 40 hours to do the research, put it all together, send it to you, and boom, it's done, and you just saved yourself that time. So I'm just giving you this an idea, because while we create our own tasks, for example, I'm probably going to do all of my own video and editing, but what can I outsource? Maybe I need some graphics, maybe I need some logos. So think of it like that when you're working on your projects. If it's just you, then just be realistic on when your deadline is. So the final thing in this focusing is, what is your deadline? Now, I hear people say all the time, and you guys are all goal oriented. You wouldn't be on this webinar, you wouldn't be striving for success if you weren't goal oriented. And one of the things that even in my sales career, everybody taught us was, have a 1-year plan, have a 5-year plan. But you know what? It's great. Write it down. You guys know what to do. But in business, when you're doing a project, you have to create your own deadline. Now, the next thing in the next phase in this is time management. So when people say, well, gosh, Kathy, how are you able to get 500 clients and grow your business and still be working on all these guides and be in social media? Well, I designated time for my deadlines. So maybe I'm doing a Saturday morning project, or maybe I'm getting up a little early. So when I have a deadline, sometimes I'll go from 5 to 7 because nobody's calling me during that time. And I can actually record or jump in the studio, make a quick video, be done, and then boom, my day starts at 8. So make sure that you're planning your daily schedule to help you get the deadline done. And that's just kind of common sense, but I know a lot of people, the second 9 o'clock hits, you get that customer or you get that potential customer that calls you, and then you put everything aside, and then boom, there goes your deadline. It gets moved and moved and moved. And I know you guys, I know we're the same. Every day you probably come up with a brand new idea. So once a week, sit there, look at your list, look at your A to Z list and say, is there something maybe my customers need now? Maybe it's down in M or L, or maybe it's towards the Z list. If your customers are asking for things, you want to do those projects first. If you think that it's going to be viable to helping your client or helping new potential clients, put those at the top of the list. So, does anybody have any questions so far? Do you understand what a 30, 60, 90 is? Well, I'm going to give you an example. Create your deadlines 30, 60, and 90. January to March, what are your projects? April to June. It kind of will complement if you have a marketing schedule, if you have other schedules that you're doing. Create those project deadlines like a football game, right? Because at the end of the year, you want to be celebrating that fourth quarter win. All right, so what questions do you guys have? Do you have any questions? Was this helpful to you? If it was helpful, say yes, let me know. I want to make sure that we're trying to get you guys a lot of things that are helping you out. And I'll tell you what might be really funny is some of you might even be watching the webinar and working on a project. You know what I mean? And so this is really what Work On It Wednesdays is about, helping you get just that motivation to feel good and start and wrap up those projects, you guys. I know we get distracted all the time, Oh, that's funny. I just know it. I mean, I'm the same person. Every time I'm doing a project, I'm like, wait a second, I like that idea. I mean, think about it. I'm dealing with like business owners of all kinds of industries, whether it's a hair salon or a trade show, product company. I mean, it's like, oh, wait, I need that. I need to do that. Okay, so let's get into the next section, and then we'll do the final Q&A. I was just looking. You're right. I know you, John. I can almost guarantee you've got projects galore. All right, so let's talk about this email spam. Okay, I got a message, and whenever I do these Work On It workshops, it's always about what I'm hearing from a variety of clients. So when I come up with a topic or when I'm bringing something up, it's because I maybe got asked this question 5 or 6 times to the week. Or maybe I'm talking to Crystal, we have a meeting and she's like, hey, everybody's wanting to know about this or, knowing about that. And so I want to make sure that I'm helping answer those questions. Everybody says, I get so much email spam, right? How do I get less? You know what I'm talking about. When you start to get found, right? if your SEO and your website is working and your local citations are working, people are going to find you, right? Your Google My Business is up. They're finding your business. They're calling you to sell you something, right? You're going to get noticed. And one of the things that I tell everybody right when I first do their website is, we need a form, we need a contact form. And everybody just gives me their email address, all right? So whether it's a professional email address or a Gmail email address, everybody gives me their email and says, can you put it on my website? And so the last couple of years, I kept telling everybody, no, let's not do it. Phone number, I get it. If you don't want people to call you to sell you things, don't put your phone number up. But you also may need somebody to call you to, really that just wants to call you. They don't want to fill out an online form. We all have customers that are not technical, that just want to pick up the phone and call. So this is kind of up to you and how you manage it. But the best way to cut out spam is real simple. Don't list your email, because I did a test on this and I listed an email on a site. And then I did another client that was a chiropractor client, and we did not put her email on the site. And then literally a couple weeks ago, she messaged me and she goes, hey, I want to put my email on my website. I notice it's not on my website. And I'm like, oh, being a doctor, you don't want, hey, I can put you on the, front page of Google, right? So you really want to use either a Google reCAPTCHA form, which I personally recommend, or just don't list your email. And I'm a doer of this, so I'm not just a sayer. So when you come and fill out your form and you're on WebExly, it's the easiest ad when we create a form. And it's this simple. So nowhere on my website do you see an email address. If you want to, for example, I've got a client that sells products. You can do an orders at email address, right? Or sales at whatever, because that's going to be a lot of junk, and then it might be a good lead, right? And if you're using like G Suite, they're going to jump out the junk, but you got to still check it. But you don't inundate your personal email, because if you're like me, my personal email is valuable to me. I'm either talking directly with clients, personal people, or it's something I've said, hey, I want to subscribe to for my personal business. So when you get into your form, it's real easy on WebExly to come in. So whenever you create a form on your site, there's just a little add button, and we've added it right here. Okay, it's real simple. So I recommend anytime you have a site, right? And even if they go to the Google My Business listing, it still takes them back to the website. We do have our company phone number, but even our company phone number, it goes into voicemail because we're an online company. So when we check it maybe once a week, so we're faster, and it even tells everybody, hey, we're faster at responding online, shoot us an email and we give you the information. So it's up to you on how you want to do it, but you can cut back the spam. So I had this guy who's a catering company. He had his email listed up for about 1.5 years. He was getting spammed literally every day. Do you want to be on the front page of Google? Do you want to be on this, right? And you can always tell they're not legit emails because it's at Outlook or it's at Gmail. It just doesn't look like a professional email at all. So you don't usually respond to those. Mark it as spam and move on. And that's great. But he was like, I'm really getting a lot. And I'm thinking, well, Mark, you've been online now. Your SEO has been 2 years. You're probably blowing up. Your domain authority's up and everything. And what did he have? He had his email address right here in the contact. So we deleted his email address. It has been 1 year. And every time when we do a website for a client, we do what we call a 1-year review. And so when we were talking in January, I said, hey, Mark, how's your spam going? He goes, it's awesome. He's like, I love not having my email, because now when he gets an email, it's his form. It's the form, right? It comes right to your email. So just to give you guys an idea, I really strongly recommend not having an email, or if you are going to have an email, have a dedicated email that actually says, oops, let me go back. Sorry, that actually says, hey, I just clicked on a whole bunch of stuff that actually says, hey, I just totally got out of this. I was looking at the questions here. Anyway, so you want to have an email address that has like sales, orders, or hello, something like that. You'll see a lot of times with schema.org, just so you guys know, they'll say in the schema coding to list your email, or Google may want an email in there because they want some kind of email access. So when you get there, that's okay. Go in and like I said, create. Gmail's free. We do this all the time. So if you're on a local listing with us, what we do is we create a company name at gmail.com. It's a free email. We do all your listings, so all your spam goes right there, right? And then what happens is we always recommend to everybody to get their own business Gmail or their G Suite Gmail, right? And then boom, they're good. And then we kind of transfer the Google stuff we create over there or make them admin. So we make it real simple to still work with Google and still do everything that you need. And you can do that. So it's real easy to do. Okay, guys, so let's talk about competitor hacks. Remember I mentioned earlier in the webinar, we talked about how people can go to your Google My Business and suggest an edit. And I'm sure that you guys have seen this. For those of you who don't have Google My Business cards, or I'm gonna give you a great example of one here in just a second, but you don't need to pay for this service, okay? If you have a mobile app and you have a Google My Business, don't do it yet. If we're working on your local or getting you guys set up with the Google My Business apps like analytics or whatever, don't do it. We'll get you that information, but you definitely will remind you to get a mobile app, right? It's your Google My Business mobile app. But here's what you want to do. When you look up a Google listing, this is what they're talking about. See this thing that says suggested edit? So I can go to any one of y'all's business pages and I can click this button and suggest an edit. This is what the local guys are calling spamming, right? And they're trying to say, hey, come pay us money, right? Come pay us some money and we'll stop that from happening. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. Being a Google partner, you can't. Google relies on local communities to leave reviews and add suggested edits. And here's why Google does this. Because if you went to go order pizza and you ordered it at, see it says closes soon, 10 p.m. And you ordered that pizza at 8 or 9 and they said, oh, we're closed at 8 o'clock. Then you want to suggest an edit. Hey, your Google card says you close at 10, but I went to go order a pizza at 8 and you're closed at 8. So this is the things that Google wants to know. Are these guys really open? Are they really there? But then at the same time, just like our Gmail and spamming and get you on the front page of Google, guess who's out there? The people that really annoy us is the people or competitors who don't want to see your business succeed. Maybe you're doing everything right and they found you and they're coming in and they're suggesting edits and leaving false reviews. So we understand that. And even Google understands that you're going to get those people. So it's all really easy to manage. And I'm going to show you real quick. So when you go into, I'm going to bring the screen over. And I'm in my Google My Business listing. So for those of you who have a Google My Business or don't have one, when you log into your Google Gmail, whether it's a G Suite or it's just a business at Gmail, when you create a Google My Business, this is your little logo right here, and that's what took me to this screen right here. So once you're in the Google My listing, you're going to see this little button that says settings, right? In settings, it's very simple. Check see how they started to automatically check this now? So if there's any important updates about your account or any edits, you are now going to receive that. You do not have to pay extra for that for these people trying to do this on local. It is free. They're already checking it. They know that they want you to be notified about your listing. So you just check your boxes. You know, if somebody leaves you a review, check the box so you get an email from Google saying you've got a review. Google does not spam you. They actually will send you really good highlights. In fact, when you check this photos button, and if you have a lot of photos on your Google My Business, they'll send you a monthly email that says this is your top viewed photo on your profile, right? So you just kind of want to make sure. I like getting the insights. It's just a quick overview. They make it really quick and simple and readable on my cell phone. So you just check what you want to be notified. Is someone posting, right? If you want to get notified about your post, if someone's commenting or liking your post, remember, Google Plus is going away. There is no more Google Plus happening. And I believe they're already starting to shut it down. This right here was how you used to manage your local listings. Pretty soon you're going to see this go away, and only G Suite users will have access to this because they're going to use it as a collaborative tool versus using it as a business tool. So when you look at your actual listing, you'll actually see that your posting and your social media posting will be up there. Okay, so you want to go into settings and then notify what you want to do. Now there's one more tip. Now, if we set up your Google My Business, then we've done this already for you. Actually, quote, we have not done this for you. So right here, you're going to see your info, okay? Your business is live, right? This is where they can search you. This is where they can find you. You're going to see this is where you go in and edit all of your information. Now, when we first set somebody up, give me a second here. I'm going to try to go to a different location. Let's go into this one. This is just one I'm helping manage. So I'm going to go into info so you can see if I want to see. All right, here we go. Right here where it says updates from Google. This location has updated information from Google users or other sources. Review these published updates to make sure they are accurate. Learn more. And then where it says accept all for this location, what you don't want to do is check that. You don't want to do that. And a lot of people will go and set up that. That means that, hey, look, if anybody wants to come and edit my Google My Business, I'm saying it's okay to come and edit my business. So I can see why these SEO people are recapping, because they're going back in and having to change this. And so they're probably just really getting paid for their time. But the bottom line is just go into info. And if you have accepted all this for the locations, just go back in your settings and make sure you have your notification. And you can learn more about this feature because they're really going to be doing a lot in the next few years, and really the next year, because of the amount of surveys that have been given to them about people bashing their company, bad reviews, and spamming of finding them on SEO and then messing up their business name or whatever it is. So anyway, just make sure you do not accept all for this location. That's really the biggest tip. So that about covers it for Google My Business. Now, I'm doing really good. I just went about 10 minutes, a little bit over. But what I want to make sure is if you have future questions, email support and just put subject, work on it Wednesday. I know you're in a hurry, so you can abbreviate it. And then let us know if there's any particular subjects that you're like, you know what, I'm having an issue with this. It's most common. You can email us. We'd love to hear from you. So right now, I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you guys have any questions, otherwise I know everybody's got a lot to do. You're business owners. I bet you're going to go make your plan right now. But if you have questions, I want to definitely let's message me so I can help get those answered. So the little chat, if you haven't had a chance to, the chat is in the bottom, and you are welcome to hit the chat button. If you guys don't have any, oh, here we go. I got some. All right, no questions. The info on the not automatically edit is in your Google My Business listing. When you go to Google My Business, just go to Google My Business, and then, just select your location. You probably have one. And then you go to info. And then in info, it's going to show up right here. If it shows up right here, just leave it. You don't need to do anything. But if you don't see this, what I'm going to do, why don't I just do this? I'm going to make this real easy. And I'm going to message you guys the link. So if you do not see this, you can go into the Google listing and learn more about what they want you to do. But most people don't select that, really. But if you don't see it, also don't think, just don't think that it might not have already been done. Just go and look at your info when you're at your Google. Just go and look at your settings. And in your settings, if you see this grayed out, or you see that you've checked what you want to be notified, you're still going to be good. And on the mobile app, you can actually do a lot more cool things on the mobile app. I like it because I just get notified right then. I don't have to go check my email. I mean, they send me an email, but then I just know I can delete it. Okay, so if it's not visible on your listing, just go to your settings and then just look in here and make sure that you've got this checked and grayed out. If not, you can always email support just to confirm. But the way that you'll know is really just by making sure everything's checked. Yes, if we're setting you up for a Google My Business, it's part of your package. Yes, let us set you up. We do all the setup work. And then what happens is we come over here and you'll see something really cool. When we set up an account for you, we will actually go into that location. Now, I'm on my personal, so these are just like little personal ones that we started. Support has their own Gmail. So support has a ton of listings. But what happens is when we select a listing, let me give you an example. So here's a listing right here. If we had managed this listing, we come in and we come over here to users and we make you the admin owner. So you can see right here that he's actually the primary owner of his listing, and he made us a manager so we could help make sure all of his stuff was connected. So what happens is we start out being the primary owner of Google, and then once we get everything set up and done and all ready to go, and we make us a manager, then we email you and Google will say, hey, you're now the primary owner of this listing. So, and this is done usually pretty quick, just so you know. We do it really quick. It's just what we want to do is if we're managing it, we get in. If not, we send you a video like he did and then, just show you how to make us a manager. Because you really want to know who's getting into your Google account and who made the changes, right? So if you've got a site manager or another manager, you kind of want to know, and Google tracks that. So we'll make sure that you are the primary owner. We always do. And then if we're not helping you manage it, then we'll say take us off, because trust me, we get notified every time you get notified. But what we do is if you're doing a social media management, you can see this latest post here on his Google and how many reviews this is getting. This is looking phenomenal on the new map and view search. So you're actually able to do social media posts that link and talk about your product. And right here, you go in and create a post. And I had several people coming in here and going in and just creating their posts right from Google. And with the social media management tool, you can actually make sure your marketing is going all across channels, and you can post it to your Google My Business listing. And I know, John, I know you're on it. So if you want to add your Google My Business listing, if you haven't done it yet, you can add that right here under profile. Just add Google My Business. Make sure you're logged into your Google. You can also add now we have it where you can add all of your Google Analytics. So it makes it all your reporting shows up in one place. So you can see I've kind of come in here and done this. So if I want to come see a report on my Google My Business, how's my Google My Business performing? I don't have to keep logging into Google. I do this once a week, and I can see how many people found me on Maps, how many people found me organically, how many website clicks did I get, how many people directly found, this is your analytics in a nutshell. So hopefully that helps a little bit as far as that goes. All right, any more questions? Did I get everybody covered? Okay, last question. I'm going to answer this real easy. When you use the social media management tool, this is a phenomenal tool. You heard me talk a little bit about time management. This inbox is powerful. Once you connect all of your profiles, if you look, this is a Facebook conversation. So I can come over here and I just liked this Facebook conversation, and I'm going to check that off my to-do list. Now I've got a comment on my YouTube video, right? So, or something here, like this guy wanted a link, so I had commented. So I'm going to check this off. I've already done this. Here's an Instagram link, right? Somebody did something. Oh, I liked it. So we can just clear that off. But you see this inbox, how I can go, awesome, thanks for replying, right? Or I can hit this comment book. I don't have to go into Facebook. I don't have to go back to Instagram. I don't have to go back to Google. I can write my comment right here. So I love this tool. And I know it's a little small because it's holding, a bunch of information, but you can always do if you're on a PC, hit Control+, it'll zoom in and zoom out for Control-. So you can actually read, and if you really want to comment and respond. Okay, I see one more question. All right, looks like we got it. All right, so hopefully that helps. Guys, thanks so much for coming in and hanging out on Work On It Wednesday. I'm just going to give you a real quick rundown. Next month, we are going to be covering funnels, landing page marketing strategy, and really how to get people to click on your front page. So it's going to be very sales focused. I know that a lot of business owners, you guys came to the board with talent. I know that me personally, I'm a little unique because I sold for people for 30 years and I sold other people's stuff for 30 years. I didn't sell my own. And so I didn't create my own, but that's okay because you need people like me. And now I've got this awesome team of people and it's great and I love it. But I know that a lot of business owners, you guys either were working something, you created something, and you jumped in and you know a little bit about sales, but we're going to help you put it on paper with building landing pages or getting ideas. So it's going to be a little bit more content driven. So if you are interested in learning about that, we're going to be covering that next month in March. And hopefully by then we should have tons and tons of funnel training videos based on my awesome project planning that we will be all on pace and on time for that. All right, you guys, I want to thank you again for hanging out with me on this awesome Work On It Wednesday. And don't forget, guys, if you've been to the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. We've got a couple new things happening in the next 2 weeks. We're calling it Smart Up videos. They're 1 to 2 minute quick tips, cool ideas, kind of weeding out the mess and getting you to the, the grind of things that you need. So we're going to be having a Smart Up videos hitting instead of like a weekly Work On It Wednesday episode. So we're real excited. We just finished the graphics on that, and we've got, I think, about 12, 14 videos coming out on just 1 minute, 2 minute quick tips for all kinds of cool stuff, like the landing pages, like the sales, all that. So don't forget to get over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. You can find that on our website. Thanks again, you guys, and we'll see you on next week's Work On It Wednesday. Y'all have a great rest of the week and rest of the month.